un acompañamiento pedagógico mediante el cual asesoraremos a los docentes en su práctica pedagógica para una óptima implementación y utilización de nuestros productos. La Secretaría de Educación de Barranquilla ya dotó 154 instituciones. ¿Y tú, qué esperas?
Education is more than textbooks and classrooms. It's the heartbeat of progress, the quiet force that lifts communities, transforms lives, and shapes futures. At MCE, we believe in the power of learning to unlock human potential. We began as Marshall Cavendish Education, a trusted publisher known for quality and innovation. But today, we are so much more. We've evolved into a global education solutions provider, reaching across more than 100 countries. From bustling cities to remote villages, our mission remains the same: to help schools, teachers, and students achieve meaningful success. We've walked alongside educators, listening, learning, and co-creating solutions that work. Our offerings go beyond curriculum. We provide international education frameworks, expert consultancy, and cutting-edge resources powered by artificial intelligence. We empower teachers through professional development, and we support learners by simplifying the complex, making education accessible, joyful, and lasting. Because we know that when learning is joyful, it becomes lifelong. This journey is not ours alone. It belongs to every teacher who inspires, every student who dares to dream, and every parent who believes in a better tomorrow. As we continue forward, our promise is clear: to bring the joy of learning to every learner, to make education not just effective, but transformative, to simplify learning so that every child, everywhere, can thrive. We are MCE, and this is our purpose.
Books&Books es un grupo empresarial con más de 30 años de experiencia que busca proveer soluciones académicas y tecnológicas en todos los niveles educativos. En nuestra búsqueda constante por la excelencia y nuestro compromiso por la educación, desarrollamos 3 líneas de negocio. En primer lugar, en nuestra librería nos encargamos de comercializar productos de algunas de las editoriales más importantes del mundo, distribuyendo así más de 10.000 productos como material académico, literatura, preparación para exámenes y material didáctico, entre otros. En segundo lugar, nuestra división de innovación y desarrollo tecnológico es pionera en la creación de ambientes virtuales, para lo cual contamos con equipos de profesionales altamente especializados en los ámbitos tecnológicos y académicos necesarios para la creación de proyectos como software educativo, aulas virtuales, simuladores, recorridos 3D, OVAs, realidad aumentada, realidad virtual y recorridos 360. Por último, Training and Learning Center, o TLC, es nuestro centro de capacitación y actualización de docentes especializados en la enseñanza de idiomas. Nuestro objetivo es crear contenidos y programas de orientación profesional a la medida de las necesidades de nuestros clientes en varios idiomas.
Ready? Good afternoon, dear teachers. How are you doing today? Ready to learn today? Lots of new things. Teachers, I would really appreciate, please, if you come here to the front chairs, please. Because look, there are so many things here that you would manipulate, etc., etc. So it would be great if you are here, please, teachers. Yeah? Okay, I always say this, and I know that we as teachers are the worst public ever. Yes or no? Yes? No, we are not. But on the other hand, I always say that it's good that you're teachers and you know what it feels to be here asking other people to come to the front chairs, right? So I really appreciate that. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being so punctual, here. So we are about to start. So we want to welcome you to our this event and also to our Books and Books building. We're really happy you are here today. All right. My name is Alejandro. I am an academic consultant. I am part of the team of academic consultancy in Books and Books. And well, I'm here to tell you that, to remind you that we will have some prizes at the end of this session. What is the condition? That the winner is here at the end. If it is not here, we don't keep any prizes, right? Is some motivation to stay, but it's not the only one because we are sure that this workshop will be great to all of you. You will want to stay here from beginning to end. We're really sure about that, all right? And also, I want to remind you about the prizes. So we have 3 very important prizes. Third place, right, would be a resources kit, a surprise resources kit. Second place would be a math or science kit as well. And the first place would be a free 4Skills Lingua skill. All right? Right? And the third place and the first question is a quiz about the video. Were you paying attention to the video? Okay. No, but I'm just kidding. It's not a quiz about the video. All right? So we're really happy to have here our important editorial here, Marshall Cavendish. So I want to introduce Romina, right? She's been here. You will notice where she is from, maybe. She's been here. She was in Cali, in Medellin, and now they are here today, right? And we have another very important guest that she will introduce in a moment, all right? So teachers, welcome. A big round of applause to you at this moment, please. And enjoy this really, really interesting and important workshop, right? So Romina, they are all yours.
Thank you. So good afternoon. Thank you for being here. My name is Romina and I'm part of the Marshall Cavendish team for Latin America. And as Marshall Cavendish, we provide solutions in different subjects such as math, English, and science as well. Gosh. And also, we provide solutions in different types of curriculum. Singapore curriculum, we have American curriculum, and of course, the alignments with Cambridge as well. So today, we are going to focus our attention on science, specifically in inquiry-based learning. For that, I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Turner Lamb, who is a trainer, actually been working in this educational world for many years. He also knows about digital transformation as well, and of course, a lot of awards in different areas. So please join me and welcome Mr. Turner Lamb.
Hello. Right. Good afternoon, everyone. Really, thank you for coming. Actually, I received an email notification yesterday that there's going to be a riot in Portugal. Some education protests, I think. So I was asking, can I go and see? And then the people around me were like, are you crazy? Why would you want to go there? I said, because I don't see it in Singapore. You know, it's really interesting. So when I was studying in US, I actually joined the schools in Lower Manhattan against they were protesting against Mayor Michael Bloomberg's after lunch program about the money. When I was in Spain, I also joined the gypsies in protesting against something. Anyway, I like the protest. It's very interesting. Okay, so I thought I'd start off a little bit and let's keep this very informal, right? I get a bit worried because when Alex said that it's a very, it will be a very great workshop, I don't want to raise your bars too high. Please just adjust maybe 30%, and then we start from there, okay? If it's good, then we go up. If it's not good, it's okay. No. I'm thinking how to say that word. I wouldn't say I like riots, but I think too peaceful is not nice. I wouldn't say I like riots, but sometimes life needs a little spice. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start off today because this is the first experiment and it needs some hot water. So I will start off with this first. Right? Let me do this before I go into the theory, okay? So first of all, what I have here is the official name for this toy. It's called a PP Boy. Okay, PP Boy. It's made of porcelain clay. All right? Okay. So in China or in Chinese land, they use this to test whether the tea is ready for drinking. You know, there's a tea drinking culture, right, in the East. So this is what they do. Okay, a couple of steps. What is the first step? Okay, this first step. All right. So this is hot water. Okay, I'm not sure if it's really hot, but can you change the camera to make sure what? So I'm going to put this inside, and you see what happens, huh? Oh my God, my hand is a bit. Can you see what's happening? Oh shit. Can you see what's happening? So what's happening? The what? There's bubbles, right? From where? Yeah. He has a hole inside. Correct. Okay. So correct. So there's a hole and the bubbles going in. So now there's no more bubbles. Oh, it's really hot. Sorry. Okay. Done. Then I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to now put it in cold water. Okay, cold water. Because this cup is really deep. And it's going to go in. Okay. Do you see anything? Any change? I'm sorry? It's increased? No. How do you see? No, it's not increased. No optical illusion, huh? Okay, I'll put back inside. Okay. So now I'm going to take it out. Wipe this dry. Okay. Put it here. I hope it works. Okay. Now I'm going to use this hot water and I'm going to pour over it. Can you see something? Can you see something? One more time. I'll put it here, okay? Make sure you see it, huh? Okay, one more time. Now PP makes sense, right? Okay, this is the PP boy, okay? Okay, experiment over. I've got all of you awakened. Now, what am I trying to do with this toy? Wait. Sorry, I forgot my flow. First of all, how many science teachers here? Teaching science trained. Well done. Thank you very much. How many physics people here? Physics, one. Just one? No, just one? Thank you so much. Yeah, I give them a lot of work. When you do experiments, this is what happened. Okay? So, now, why is this happening? What do I want to show with this little toy? Physics teacher? You sure you teach physics? I'm sorry. It's a joke, okay? It's a joke. Science teachers? You sure you equipped for science? That's why I'm here. Okay, but anyway, let me go to the explanation first, okay? Now, I'm going to go to that because now, this is what's happening. When I submerge, they call it the fountain boy. When I submerge the boy in hot water, the heat will cause the air in the fountain boy to expand. So I want the heat inside to expand because when it expands, it pushes out all the air bubbles. which is what you see in the first experiment, right? Second, I then put it into cold water because the air inside the boy now contracts. And when it contracts, there is a void. Okay? There's a void. According to the pressure law, when outside is high pressure, inside is low pressure, water will then rush in to take its place of the original air inside. So the first two steps that I did was to fill this thing with water. So once it's full, then the third step is this. When it's ready, when I pour hot water over it, the air in the toy, the fountain boy, now expands again. And when it expands, it has no choice but to force out the water. And that's why the only outlet is the little point here. Okay, science teachers, what topic is this related to? Pressure? Gas laws? You're talking about secondary school, right? What about in primary school? Can you do this experiment in primary school? Span? Oh, yeah. It'll be hard. No. So in primary school, you can just teach them the concept of air expands or contract, right? What's happening? So the first thing I want to share with you is if you are looking for activities or experiments to conduct, the same toy can illustrate multiple concepts. And the concepts that you choose, you can use one toy, but because you are the teacher, so you choose how deep you want the students to go into the concept. Okay? That's the first thing. Right. So let's come back to the start. Okay, so here we go. Now, there are 4 key messages that I want you to remember when you leave the room. So if your boss asks you tomorrow, what did you learn from Turner yesterday? The coffee is good. That's point number 5. Okay? Point number 1. Any books that you want to adopt, you should ensure that it has or it accompanies the right pedagogical framework for the teaching of science. Okay, that's the first thing. So I'm going to share with you, if you see the books outside, I'm going to share with you 2 pedagogical models which the world, especially and in Singapore, we would like to use to teach science. So the first model is called the 5E instructional model, 5E. 5E model originates in 1989 and it comes from US under the BSCS, Biological Studies Curriculum, something, never mind, you can go and Google, okay? And they are talking about the idea, the notion of using inquiry. So why inquiry? Okay, why inquiry? Can I have another show of hands? How many of you graduate from teacher training institutes? You are a full-fledged teacher. None? Is that Spanish? Oh, okay. Are you translating what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Right. So, I lost my chain of thought. Wait, one more time. Okay. So I'm asking, so how many of you graduated from teacher training institutes for science? 1. Okay, thank you. What is the, don't worry, there's no right or wrong. What is the fundamental idea that they are pushing now in education? Do you remember this guy called John Dewey? You heard of John Dewey? So what does he propose? Okay, never mind. Change again, change question. So Now, as teachers in the classroom, when students come into your class, do they come in like a blank piece of paper or they come in with something? Something, right? Everybody agrees, huh? Something, okay. So it gets a bit irritating when you are trying to teach something and then the student will say, teacher, you are wrong. Or teacher, ChatGPT says this is not, it's like that. Do you have that? Okay. So what do you do to the student? What do you do to the student? Listen to them? Well, interesting. Because in Singapore, I would say, shut up, sit down, and listen to me. Right? But that's Singapore. Okay. I mean, that was 20 years ago, okay? 20 years. But anyway, my point is they now come in with knowledge. And you as teachers, you are supposed to write on their knowledge to bring them to be able to answer the questions that you set off on the national exams, right? Now, this whole process is called constructivism. So you're trying to construct. So every year, as the child moves from grade 1 to grade 2 to grade 3, you are building on the knowledge from last year. So I don't know about you, but little survey, don't need to answer, okay? Don't need to answer. When you start the class at the beginning of the year, and then you were teaching something, do you ever experience situations where, how come the child doesn't know anything? Do you? You don't have to answer. I just want to see your face, but looks like you are all, maybe it's 3 o'clock. No, 4 o'clock. Right? So anyway, the idea of constructivism now then propels this way of teaching, which is called inquiry. So through inquiry, we ask questions to bring out the students' knowledge and to bring them to a deeper level. So I go through all that whole paragraph to tell you what is inquiry, right? So let's come back here. So under BSCS, they came up with a 5E instructional model for science. And this model has been used or is being used by many, many Ministry of Educations worldwide in the teaching of science. So it starts off with engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. I'm just going to give you a big idea, okay? No, I'm not going deep. All right? So this is the 5E. Now, in Singapore, after we look at the 5E, it's really because of the time structure, the way our lessons, maybe it's not 2 periods, double period, like 80 minutes is maybe 35 or 40 minutes. So they found a model that they suit to Singapore, and they call it the 3C 1E model. So what's 3C? So 3C stands for, number 1, capturing interest. All right? Number 2, construct understanding. Number 3, consolidate learning. And the last one, this last E, is enrichment. They added this in to accompany the new expectations of education now, which is the 21st century competencies. So this is something out and beyond what the curriculum has been looking at content. So they come up with other activities. So what are some activities we are looking at? You are all very familiar, I'm very sure. Number 1, project work, or even problem-based learning. You want to give them the opportunity to solve problems on their own or as a group. Okay, so I finished these 2 models introducing. That's the point number 1. So come back. What I did here today, through this little toy, I am trying to capture interest. I'm trying to provide a hook so that my students or the people can follow me and they are not wandering in La La Land. Same thing with the 5E, right? Engage. I'm trying to engage the learners. All right? So this is point number 1. Point number 2, with the emphasis of 21st century competencies. In the Cambridge curriculum, they specifically came up with a new strand, and they call it Thinking and Working Scientifically, TWS, right? If you look at the definition, what they are trying to define here it corresponds to our idea of competencies. Okay? Now, in this slide, there are 3 things I want you to take note. Number 1, when we were learning science, or rather when I was learning science, there was only biology, chemistry, and physics. Now, there is a new branch, and even PISA is looking at it. It's called Earth Science, right? So now they specifically categorize into 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the first point. Second point, as you look at documents that talks about science education now, most of them will point you to models and representations. Question now, what are models? Do you use models in your class when you're teaching? Whether it's science, whether it's English, whether it's mathematics. Do you use models? Okay, if you are still thinking, yes, no, do you use peripherals in your classroom when you're explaining? And then you say, I need something concrete or maybe something that is on the online that can help the students to understand better what you are teaching. If you do that, that is a model. Okay, that's models. So a deeper question now. Why the emphasis on models? Very good. Okay, you need to touch science. You have to learn from, it's not only just sit down, listen to me, right? You have to make use of the multiple senses. Okay, I'll talk about that in a bit. Thank you. Yes, sir? Okay, so you heard. Models help the students to visualize better. Yes. Okay, that's why there's a need for practical work. So I want to go deep. I'm going to go deeper. So what other advantage is there in using modeling for science or even any other subjects? But today I'm talking about science, so I just want to come back to science. What is one big thing apart from what you've said that we want to apply models in science? One of the challenges in teaching science is when students develop misconceptions in science. Agree? And the misconceptions come from maybe the family, maybe the grandparents, right? It's because of all the folktale, and then they'll say, oh, this is what my grandfather has done, this is what my grandmother has done, and then we are trying to explain to them the real intent behind it. They say, no, this is what's happening. So misconceptions develop this way. Models are a very good avenue to dispel misconception. When you are looking at a model, when a student is trying to explain a phenomenon through the model itself, you can understand very clearly the thinking, logic, and process behind. And that's what this whole TWS is talking about. Students, to answer my question, it should be in a very logical flow, it should be in a very systematic flow, and the concept must be there. That's why they are emphasizing the use of models now. So come back to what teacher here mentioned about the different 5 senses, using different senses in learning science. You need to develop the science skills, right? So at a very young age, when grade 1, grade 2, science skills can start off with something as simple as observation, right? Seeing, looking, touching, feeling. And then from there, they start to wonder, why is this phenomenon happening over and over again? Why does this thing happen differently? That's where the entire inquiry process starts. So the second message when you leave the room is about the thinking skills that the curriculum you adopt must produce to the students. Right. So just quickly, Stage 1 corresponds to grade 1. Stage 2 corresponds to grade 2. So if you can see, the wordings are generally the same. what's happening is I just add on these models. So this is an illustration of the constructivism model. From grade 1 as they go on all the way to grade 6, the main ideas does not change, but the sub-points inside, it gets deeper and deeper. Right? Okay, now finish talking. Second activity. I need 2 volunteers. I need 2 volunteers now. No, sure. No problem. Okay, you don't have to come up, you can stay there. Okay, one on the left, one on the right. Oh, no, I'm done. What is done? Just worried, you know. Okay, number 1, okay, yeah. Okay, so can you, both of you, raise that? So put on raise that. And then, please be gentle with the data. Show them what the field is made of. Sorry? What? No, paper. Paper. Ruffle for them. Yeah, paper. Okay? Now, open the box. Open. Okay, open. Big ball. Technically, it's a balloon. Sorry, I have to use the mic. Okay, it's a balloon. All right, technically it's a balloon. Okay, open up. So now it's all crumbled inside. Open up. Stretch it outside. Yes. Thank you. Yes, correct. Okay, good. So you see, this balloon now is just a piece of crumbled paper. Now, what I need you to do is, I need you to inflate it. Inflate it without blowing. Inflate this without blowing. No blow. So, how do you inflate this? You have to inflate it by hitting. Hit. Yeah, hit. No, you let it. No, you yeah, hit. Yeah. Let go. Okay. Needs more exercise. Yes, hit. Hit. Yes. So you all can tell, hey, faster, harder, faster. Okay? Go harder, faster. Okay? As they hit harder and faster, look at the ball forming, the formation of the ball. Don't look at them, okay? They need more exercise. Okay? You don't see the shape. Sorry, teacher, you got to hit harder. The shape doesn't come up. Okay? Yeah. Okay, very good. Yes, harder. Yes. Okay? So this, thank you very much. Okay, you want to carry on hitting until it's big? It's very. Come on. You gotta go. No, not sorry. I want to tell you. You have to do it like that. Hit harder. Yeah. This one don't need to be gentle. Hit, yeah. Yes, okay? Right. As the harder you hit, the faster it will inflate. Okay? Thank you very much. Sit down. This is your present. You can bring back. All right? Okay. Now, this, by the way, is a Japanese toy. It's called the kamifusen. Here. Kamifusen. It's a Japanese paper balloon. So now, after I show you a toy, right? My next question, what science topic do I want to teach you this? I will never show you a toy for playing. There must be a reason behind. So what topics do I want to associate this with? I'm sorry? Energy? I'm not going to say right or wrong first. I just want to hear all the ideas first, okay? This is where the creativity of the teachers come in, okay? Teachers? Energy. Anything else? Entropy. Oh, you are teaching high school, I know. Middle high school. Okay. I'm primary school. Okay, but yes, you're right. Anything else? Entropy, energy. Force. Okay, force. Gravity, pressure, motion. Earth in space. Wow. I'm thinking very hard. We are at different cognitive level. He is ahead of me. So when I design this, I design for primary school. No, okay. So I'm trying to link up. But I give you an example. When the teacher here mentioned about energy, he mentioned about entropy. That to me, in my understanding, that is a grade 9, 10 chemistry science lesson. The idea, even the word of entropy. But when we talk about energy in Singapore, a grade 5 student will be exposed to it. Okay? Same thing. This, when it was first designed, it was supposed to share the idea of force through the pressure loss when you hit it harder and or softer. So that is the intent, the original intent of this toy. So you can use it for force, you can use it for energy. But there's no right or wrong to say what other topics you can bring in. My question, what I'm trying to bring across is that whatever toy you are using, whatever idea that you have associated with this toy, it cannot be just like what I did. Give you the toy, play. Right? It must come with a what, sorry? A teaching or a lesson. No, before that, even a teaching or lesson. It must come with something, a worksheet. They must have something to guide them, right? They must have something. So I did not show you. So it will be something like this. Okay, I open up, show you under downloads, and this is the one, Kamifusen. Okay, sorry it's a bit small, but here, all right, I use ChatGPT and ask them to help me design a Kamifusen worksheet using the 5E model. Right? I'm pretty sure teachers now, they like to use this. So what comes out is the first structure. But what you need as teachers is when you look at this structure, how can you deepen it or how can you align it to the level of the students in your classroom? But the important thing is it cannot be just the toy alone. There must be some form of learning behind. Right? So that is what I have for you. And then I'm going to close this. Let's move on. Okay, I show you the PP boy. I'm sorry. Okay, this is the PP boy. We're done. We're done. I'm done. Okay, now it's everybody's turn. How many people do I have here? Do I include you? Okay, so 32, right? 3 in one group. I need you to. This is my PBL, my mini little PBL to you, okay? Listen, listen carefully. My English is not very good, but yes, it's good enough. You are supposed to deliver a payload, a load, with a rocket balloon, okay? As far as you can. So we are comparing the distance. What are the materials that I can give to you, right? These are all the materials that's given. Okay, it's up to you how much you want to use. There's going to be a balloon here, in front, here, balloon. Okay? So today, everybody will get every group, in groups of 3, you get a long balloon. Next, you get a straw, here. Straw. Little straw. String, here. There is this. And there is this. Either one. It works the same way. And scotch tape. Where's my scotch tape? Here. Scotch tape is here. And chairs. Okay, I'm sorry. There's chairs here, but how you use it is up to you. All right? So, you are supposed to conduct an experiment to show me how far you can carry the load with a balloon. Everybody clear? Clear? Okay. What is the load? What is the load? This marker is the load. The marker is the load. Or you can use a pen, right? Any pen, or this is a load. Okay? Okay? I give you 10 minutes to conduct an experiment in this auditorium. You can use, go and space out yourself, Make sure you have enough space to stretch the string and whatever. And for those of you that do not want to blow, I'm so sorry, I only brought 2 pumps from Singapore. So you have to share. But I've learned one phrase here in Colombia. Here in Colombia, we do it the Colombia way. I don't know whatever it means, but that's to you. Okay, you can start. Okay, string, balloon, scotch tape, marker is here. I have 3, or you can use your pen. When you have completed, please raise your hand and tell me, Turner, I'm done. Then you show it to me. Okay? Thank you. Marcus, thank you very much. Yeah, we don't need this anymore. Thank you. This is for the drinking. Thank you. Yeah, I have one. Yeah. Thank you. You can, no, I yeah. Oh, a minute, one balloon per group. 1 string per group, 1 balloon per group. All right, so 3 people to 1 group. Oh, no. The ice cream sticks is something else. That's another activity. Okay. Face out. You have the whole auditorium. Okay, I'm going to time 10 minutes. Okay, now it's 4:23. It's 4:23 now. We have 10 minutes. What happened? No. That's enough tape. You. Oh, can you share the tape? You're not supposed to take one whole row, please. Yeah. You have to share the tape. I'm sorry. Ropes? Oh, load. Somebody took my load as well. Here. Load. Here. 1. Load. Yes. Okay. Okay. What do you need? The tape. Okay, we have to share the tape. Is there? Just give me a minute. The tape is there. We share. The straw. If you need more, let me know. All right. If you think you want to do your experiment outside, please go ahead as well, all right? Just make sure when you're done, just call me and let me take a look. You need the tape, right? There. I brought 2 rows, still not enough to share. I'm sorry, do you need something? Oh, the blower. Okay. The blower. Oh, sure. Yeah, sharing the blower. Okay. If there's jumbo up, use this one. Or this one. Yeah, this is easier. Yeah, that's jumbo up. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you. Yeah. This is the set that's given, so you can use more. Yeah, just one. Yes. 5 minutes have passed. 5 minutes. I'm sorry? Half time. Yes, it's half time. This is a very muted class. Very good. You don't have enough pens? Yeah, pen is okay. Pen is okay. Yes. Pen is okay. It's coming. It's coming. The palm. The palm. Where are the palms? I see her blowing. One's there. Any other palms? Oh, I need to bring more palms next time. Oh, here, one. You want to share? Yeah, a little bit. Three more minutes. Do I have any possible suggestions? Well, this is what happens in class. Your students are walking around looking at one another, hoping that one group finishes and the teacher can move on. Yes. I will explain in a bit why I'm doing this. Okay? I will explain in a bit. Margaret, you can use a pen. A pen. A pen is good enough. Yeah, a pen is good enough. All right, ready? Okay. What is okay before you let go? What are you trying to do? You want to use Spanish? Oh, okay. I want to know what do you have in mind? How do you design this? The straw. Yeah, it's a straw. Friction. Yes. Reduce friction. Reduce friction using the straw. Okay. Yeah, it's simple. Go ahead. Now you let go. I see. Okay. So there's one contender here. Ah. Okay, never mind. Try again. So his rationale is he uses a straw to attach to the string to reduce friction. Okay, that was his rationale. Okay, so he's going to let it go now. If the balloon moves, it's successful, okay? So it's not moving, right? So the idea is there, but it's not moving. Thank you. Any other group? Okay, come. All right, let's see. You're, okay. You want to come up here? Okay. Okay, here. Okay, come. Let's see. Okay, here. Okay. Okay, we see what this is. Okay. So what you are trying to do is you tie the string to the marker, and when you aim, when you let go of the air in the balloon, it will push everything forward. That's what you plan to do, right? Okay, thank you. Very scientific idea, yes. You did it? Okay, yes, let's see. Can you repeat it? Okay, you can repeat it. Okay, come. That's one successful group. I need a palm, please. Okay. You see, this is human behavior. When you see someone doing and getting successful, suddenly everybody gets excited. Okay, come, let's try. And on top, yes, okay.
Can someone explain?
Yeah. Okay.
When it works.
No, it works right just now. Okay. Well, it moved about 30 cm. So what is the rationale behind this?
Well, at the beginning, we paste the pen at the end of the balloon, so
Paste
it didn't work. Then in the middle, and finally, we think that the air goes out from the, I don't know, the
Balloon. Yeah, the balloon. Air
I don't
comes
know
out of the
the
balloon.
name of this part of the balloon, but it works when we paste in this part
Wow.
because the air, the air was going out, so it
Good. So
goes.
you got the idea. It is the air that comes out that propels the object forward,
Yes.
right? Okay,
Exactly
thank you.
like that.
Thank you very much.
We did it.
Okay, but I want to share something. This group, when they were doing the experiment, they actually pull the string tight. They make it an effort to pull the string tight. Right? Okay. Any other groups? Yes, come. Let's see. Let me see. Okay? Yeah. Go ahead. I can see. Okay.
Sure.
1 minute. Let me see.
So,
Yeah.
thinking back to the days of the mischievous little boy years ago, the slingshot. So we don't use air pressure, but we're going to use like the tension of the string and the tension of the balloon, and basically just launch the payload. And if it works, sometimes it gets caught up on the string, but if we can avoid that, then we can get a good distance. So we'll go for it, see what happens.
Okay. So in science terms, he's using Hooke's law, right? Half F equals to half kx squared. Wow, it did. It moved, right? My objective is move the distance. Okay, thank you. Right? Thank you. Okay, any other groups? Let's do. Yes. Right. Uh-huh. Very good. So it's again the propulsion of the the force will come from the expulsion of the air from the balloon, right? Thank you. Okay. Okay. Do you anyone want to try? If not, we need to come back and I need to give you the theory behind this. Not the science theory, but why I'm doing this. Are we good? If what happened? Oh, it was successful. Okay, okay, it was a torpedo, but yes. All right. Anyone else? One more group. Okay. Are you doing or is she doing? Who's doing? Are you ready? Okay. Right. Oh, you're getting further. Oi. Okay, the idea was there. It was supposed to, when the balloon explodes, it's supposed to shoot forward. I believe that's the case. Okay? I believe that's the case. It's all about explosion. All right. We have one more group or two more groups? Are you ready? I'm sorry, the teacher with the pink balloon. Are you trying to do now? No? You're done? Finish? I'm sorry? Okay, go ahead. Oh, slingshot. Now you want it to be a slingshot. Okay. Yeah, sure. Here. Balloon. Yeah. It's okay. You hit the camera lady, not me. Ah. Okay. When it least, when you expect it happens the least. Okay. But the idea is a slingshot. All right. Through the elastic force again, F equals to half kx squared. All right. Okay. Shall we just get back now? Let me come back to it because I need there's a few other things I need to talk about. I want to give you the theory behind. We will do it later if we need more time. Okay. All right. Hello, teachers. Please finish. I need you to sit down. Sit down. I want to move on. If not, I cannot finish I need to finish my lesson. All right. Sit down. All right. Let's leave it here. Leave it here. Put everything in front. Okay. Thank you for the participation. Oh, sure. Last one. Okay. It worked? Yes, I saw. Really, I saw. Yes. Good. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. All right, let's settle down. And let me explain what's happening. They went outside? Okay. Now, so this is what we call, or what I call, a design experiment. It's open in nature. I believe when you are in school, you would prefer experiments like this, where all the steps are guided. You just follow. Correct? When I was studying, this was what we were going through. So between A, this one, and B, which do you think is easier for the students? A or B? B? Anyone says A? Anyone says don't know? So everyone says B, yeah? Okay. Right? So what I'm trying to show you through this is, in terms of inquiry, there are 4 types of inquiry. We start off with confirmation inquiry, structured inquiry, guided inquiry, and open inquiry. If you want to run an inquiry lesson, okay, it's not about how is the way of it? Okay, it's you need to ensure that the students know exactly what you want. That means they are very sure of your expectations. If this is the first time you're running such a lesson in a class, would you want to do an open inquiry? Chances are no, because it will go haywire. If you are running an inquiry science lesson for a grade 1, grade 2 students, lower grades, again, you would not want to start off with an open inquiry, because low graders all hell break loose, right? They'll be taking the balloon and flying all over the classroom. And the next thing you know, it's only the balloon flying. The load is there, the string is there. They are just chasing balloons. So there are 2 examples that I showed you. The first one, A, it corresponds to something which we call an open inquiry. when your students have understood your expectations and know what are the steps that they need to do, then you can give an open inquiry. Example of open inquiry, problem-based learning. If we want to run a problem-based learning or even a project work in school, a lot of teachers, my experience, right? They think that, okay, I just ask the students to run the project and you use Google Docs, to collaborate. But they fail to take into account that not every student knows how to use Google Docs. Not every student can remember their email. There are so many little gritty things inside in order for your inquiry lesson to be successful. So that is the kind of planning you need to do. For B, I would call it a structured inquiry. Why? Because it is like steps to follow. So some teachers, what they will do is, in order to make sure the student follow exactly and knows what to be done, they will say, all of you look at me. I will do it first. And then you go back and duplicate or replicate exactly what I did. So that's called a structured inquiry. So when you run an inquiry lesson, we propose, all right, I propose that start off with this. As long as the students know your expectations, then you can slowly release power to the students. All right? Now, I started off with this because in Singapore, science, in this kind of experiment, we would have assumed our students know exactly what are the equipment about. They would have known each what it represents, so they are able to complete this task by applying their knowledge. So this is what we call a design experiment. It is meant to stretch students in the higher level, in the higher cognitive band. Okay? And remember, just now I asked you, right? My aim today is to deliver the payload with a rocket balloon. Okay? So the science, the official science answer is yes, the propulsion force from the balloon, when it released, it will push the payload forward. That's the official science answer. There was another one that was using the elastic Hooke's law. Still official, yes. But can you give me another solution? Another creative solution, anyone? Think of gravity. Gravity? Yes. Everyone was doing horizontal. No one do vertical. You could just drop the pen with the balloon. Right? So it's about your application of the concept. I did not say you must go only horizontal. Okay? So if, again, the other thing is, someone asked me, must I use everything here? Can I use more? Now, in Singapore, for a design experiment, we will give you maybe 9 items. It's up to you how many you want to use. Okay? The less you use to accomplish the mission, it shows the more creative you are. That's why this is a creative experiment. And we use this in end of middle school to high school to test for our scholars. All right? So that's why I started off with this. Okay, done. Then, okay, theory again. In this whole thing about inquiry, the third point I want you to bring away, questions play a very important role in inquiry. Okay, very important. So I will send you the notes. This one, let's skip it. There are 6 types of questions that you can ask to deepen the student's thinking. At the top, number 1 is questions for clarification. And then right at the bottom is questions about the questions. Okay? I'm going to define for you because I think this is important. Number 1, what are clarification questions? These are questions to make the meaning of a statement clearer and more precise. For example, do you understand what I just said? Everything okay? Can I move on? So you notice the kind of questions that I ask only generates short answer from my participants. It's either yes or no. So why do you ask yes, no questions, teachers? Because we are short of time. Right? Everyone okay? You understand? Okay, come, let's move on. So this answer gives me the assurance to move on. All right? So that is clarification question. And when you ask this question, you don't ask to the smartest person. You don't ask to the student at the weakest. You ask somewhere in the middle. Because if the middle is okay, 60% is okay. The other 40%, see me after class. We cannot cater to everyone. All right? So this is what we do, dipsticking. Number 2, assumptions questions. So I want you to challenge the underlying beliefs or assumptions that the statement rely on. You said you understand. Why do you say you understand? So now you want the students to answer more than just 1 or 2 words. You are trying to derive at his logic, his thinking behind why he says he understands. Okay? So, do you understand forces? Yes, I understand. So, why do you say you understand? Oh, I'm able to do calculation on forces. F equals to ma, I'm good. So that is his assumption. As long as I can use F equals to ma, I know forces. Right? And from this assumption, it gives you a very good insight into how well the student misconceptions are. Okay? Number 3, asking for evidence or logic that supports a conclusion. When we set science questions, normally we have questions with tables, graphs. They are supposed to look at the graphs and answer, right? Why do you think global warming at which year is happening? And then they have to correlate to the graph. That is the evidence that they come. Here, when we look at these 6 levels, 1, 2, 3, we are still talking about content acquisition. That means, does the student know the concept that I'm teaching and they're able to regurgitate back to me? That's what 1, 2, 3 is about. 4, 5, 6 is about concept application. So now they have learned it, are they able to internalize and then give you a counter proposal or tell you why it is correct or wrong? So what is the type of question 4 we are looking at? 1, 2, 3, assumptions, evidence. Here, viewpoints and perspective. You want to encourage the exploration of different angles and viewpoints of an issue. Global warming, is it good or bad? All right? Based on all this topic, and then you are supposed to make a stand. So you are supposed to consider, yes, global warming, blah, 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 blah. This is yes, no, da, 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 and then you make a stand. Right? So this is viewpoints and perspective. The next level is about implications and consequences. So when I make this decision, how does it impact me in the short run, in the long run? How does it impact me as a person, as an individual, as a group, as a community, and as a person in the global perspective? So I like to share this is in PISA now, when they are asking questions, they generally ask questions, test students at 3 levels. Number 1, at the personal level. Number 2, at the national level, that means within the country. Number 3, at the global level, within Earth. I'll give you an example. In a biology lesson, you are taught to wash your hands after visiting the washroom or before you eat, right? Personal hygiene. So that is, you're using this concept at a personal level. So I ask you questions, how does washing your hands keep you healthy? At the national level, when COVID comes, what is the different states or districts in Colombia, right? How are they handling it? So what policies when I make, how does it affect between Cali or even Bogota and even Medellin, right? So this is at the national level. At the global level, we will have to take reference from the World Health Organization, because then everybody will be singing one common tune. For example, you need to have the jab before you can go overseas. So they like to ask questions at these 3 levels. So now my question to you, why is it important to make sure our students can answer at these 3 levels? Yes, but why do you want to build the knowledge up to the what's happening in Asia? What's happening in Colombia? What does it have to do with me in Asia? Why do I want to do that? Why do I want the students to be aware that the knowledge and decision that you make, how can it affect people far away from you? Not only maybe Venezuela or Brazil, but even in Singapore, even in China. Why? Yes. Yes. So that is within national, right? National. Because you say healthy space in your classroom. Correct? I'm asking, so why do we want to refer to WHO, for example? Yes. Yeah, I agree. So why do they need to clarify at the global context, the worldwide context? Why would, so now I'm asking you, teacher, you teach me this. Why do you need me to teach about how does this affect me in China? I'm not going to China. No, I understand. So you're saying the same thing as him. So I agree. I understand. So when they learn this concept here, the same application and the integrity of the answer must also apply in China or in Singapore, right? It cannot be I learned A here, it goes there, it becomes B, right? Yes. Sorry, what did you raise? Can you repeat again?
I just think that it has to do with the fact that we are all connected and we are just one.
What does this sentence mean? Our students now, what are they? Global citizens, right? Global citizens. So while what you're saying, it gives me the answer. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I want to bring you to the fundamental issue of why it's important to know my decision across other countries. Because your students or my students, they will not just be working in Colombia next time. They need to work with people around the world. They need to understand my decision at this level not only affects people around me, but it affects somewhere outside. From an MNC, multinational corporation point of view, a lot of problems are solved when I have international teams.
Okay.
Why? Because looking at a problem from different angles, different definition, you will always have a very creative way of solving that problem. So that's why. Because now we live in a world we call global village. Especially your students, they are literally on the phone all the time, right? They know more about whatever happening. I mean, okay, this is not a wrong statement. They know about whatever's happening in the other part of the world, maybe not through news, but through games. Minecraft, Roblox, or whatever all the online fighting games now that's happening, right?
Play games with people from other countries.
Precisely. So it's no longer the issue of, I don't know you, I cannot speak your language. I only know one thing, kill the boss. Right? That's it. So that's what I'm trying to drive at. The fundamental is we are building global citizens. And whatever that I bring you through today is not to emphasize about the content. We are very good at teaching content, but we want the students to be able to have the skills, the competencies to achieve that. So remember when I gave you that exercise, I said, don't worry, I am not looking at the correct answer. I am looking at how you solve the problem. So when you solve a problem, when we say this word, are you competent? There is no fail or pass. Remember this. There is no pass or fail. There is only, are you competent or are you not competent yet? Okay, so this is the very big difference when we talk about competency-based assessment. Last one, questioning the question to reflect on the nature of the question itself and its importance. Now, over the last 2 days, I honestly tell the participants, you can ignore this. Because if your student is at this level, I would truly recommend the student, please go do PhD. Okay? Like what? Lone Shelter? Oh, John Dewey, John Shelter. Who's John Shelter? Okay, I don't know. You know the guy in the stone like that? Yeah. So if your student ask this type of question, you do this to the student. Okay? Go do PhD. Right? But my point is, if your students can ask the questions at this level, you can be very sure they will do very well at the global stage because they are already thinking. Right? Now, so I give you that because in the books that we are looking at, it comes with questions, all right? It comes with questions guided, already scaffolded for the teachers. It does not break down, however, into the different levels that I was talking, 1, 2, 3, up to 6. But here, what does this mean? It's actually a clarification question. So, as teachers, when you first start off, it's okay to start off with all our questions at level 1. But you need to do a recap at the end of the year. You become a reflective educator and you tune your questions according so that you are equipped. Okay, I have level 1 and level 2 questions now. Next year when I run this workshop, when I run this class, right? If my students I can stretch them further, I would then experiment with my level 2 questions. You grow the students, you grow yourself. Okay? So anyway, these are, you can read all this. I have all the slides for you, okay? So no worries. Finally, when you ask questions, please wait. Right? Wait. My professor always tell me, Turner, you are very impatient. When you ask a question, put your hand on your thigh and squeeze. You squeeze until you are so painful, you let go. That means it's 3 seconds. If you are not painful, squeeze longer. Okay? That's what he always tell me. Wait. Right? Because different students, they need to interpret it. Sometimes they need to, oh, teacher call me, right? They need to start to comprehend what is actually happening. So, the other thing that I want to say is, again, is aligned to the TWS, the thinking skills that teachers want their students to develop. Okay? Go through very quickly. Number 1, the analysis of reasoning. So being clear as to how a case for or against. In short, make a stand. When I ask you a question, are you able to make a stand? That's level 1. Level 2 here is, when you make your stand, are you able to justify your stand? Why is happening? What are some of the reasons? What are some of the evidences that comes? Right? So it's called the evaluation of reasoning. Third, evaluation of the way in which the claims are used. So where are all the supporting evidence? Okay? Where are all the supporting evidence? 4, interpretation of the evidence and the use of terms. So this is about the analysis of the evidence. Are you able to dive deeper into what the numbers show, into what the graphs show? A more scientific way of saying is, can you find a correlation between the two variables of what's happening? Production of explanation and evaluation. Now, this deals with the structural sentencing of students when they are answering a question. I teach students at the lowest, the results are the lowest in Singapore, which means they are unable to form proper sentences at the start of the year. They are the bottom, if we rank the students from number 1 to the end of the cohort, my students are the last 200 students. Okay, I like to teach students like that. So when they come, they are unable to even string. They can tell you 1 or 2 words answer. So how do we do that? All right? So I tell the students, first of all, learn some of the vocabulary, the science terms. After you have learned the science terms, put in point form. Put it in point form. I will mark according to the points that I see, but it must be logical. A, B, C. I don't want to see A, C, B. Right? It must be logical. I want to be able to follow their flow. And then the last, when they are ready, then I will say, okay, now we try to string it into short sentences. It takes about 2 years to build this whole thing. It can be done, but it takes little scaffolding. Okay? So productions of exploration and evaluation. Why am I spending more time here is because when we do all these international assessments, all right, feedback has always come, and that is when students are asked to explain. People do not do well in international assessments because the students are not able to structure their argument or their reasons in a very coherent way. Okay? So production of reasoning. Yes, no, structure the whole thing together and we are done. All right? We are done. Now the next part, number 3, is this. So this is my research. For the last 6 years, my research. I wanted to focus on critical thinking, and I want to take some time to share this with you. Okay, critical thinking has 3 aspects. We talk about knowledge construction, we talk about evaluating reasoning, and we talk about decision making. Knowledge construction is what all of us have done really well. We teach content. As long as we ask the students what happens, as long as we ask questions about what we taught, the content, students are able to give us back. This is mission accomplished. So we talk about identify gaps, discriminates information, and also identifies patterns, right? Science. I want to bring you to evaluating reasoning and decision making. Let's start with evaluating reasoning first. Here, applying logic. Think about just now what I told you about the thinking skills. When the students are able to string their processes together, that is logic. Right? That's logic. Identifies assumption. This is for the teacher. When you write lesson plans, okay? Or, I'm so sorry. Even if you don't write lesson plans as a very experienced teacher, if there is something you want to teach, a concept today, your students come in, you must already have a mental model what they know before they come into class. Correct? That is your assumptions. That's your assumptions. With assumptions, it becomes a baseline for your lesson that day. Because you know it will start from here and you will go up. So that gives you an idea how well or how much to plan for the lesson for that day. So assumptions are very important because it is one of the criteria to measure critical thinking. The third one, justifies arguments. So again, you think back to what I shared about that thinking skills, okay? So are they able to use evidence or examples from the question to make a stand, right? To make a stand, to support them, yes, to support them. All right, and then the third strand is decision making, identifies the criteria, evaluates the options, and tests implementation. So this one is about once you have made all the thinking, okay, I have done this, I made my hypothesis, I think this is the way to do. This part is just implementation, making it happen. And when you make it happen, does it does it really turn out the way you imagine it to be? Yes, very good. No, why? Okay. Let me see my time. I still have time now. So another bit of information I want to give is this. In science now, the questions that they ask are slowly moving from just point form sentences to what we call CBQ, context-based questions. That means I will give you, it's like English comprehension. I give you a passage full of scientific information. You are supposed to read, decipher, analyze, and then make a prediction. So questions now in science are going along this way. You can see that the questions now are getting longer, and sometimes if the English, right, if the competency of the language is not strong enough, you actually fall back on it, right? You suffer what is the word suddenly? It's not fair. It is injustice, all right? So I just want to share with you is this. When I talk about all this thinking and working scientifically strength, activities like this, where the students are given the opportunity to do it themselves. Not every activity has or will be teacher-led. If not, the teacher will never sleep. Okay? Your work will never end. So we want to develop the competency in the students, the competency in the students to do SDL, self-directed learning, which is, this one will be guided inquiry. This is an example of a guided inquiry. So questions always is where, what pattern do you observe? How can we make the marble move without touching it? So this is the grade 4 chapter on forces. All right? So let me move on. Like in this particular case, when we show them pictures, and then there are guiding questions to ask them. All right? What happens when you push or pull an object? They are supposed to record their observations following the labeling of the picture. Okay? So we've done this, and another part about thinking and working scientifically is getting them to do predictions, which is about, remember just now I was talking about, are they able to do an implication? How does this consequence affect you in future? Okay, so this is the explanation part. I want to end off with point number 4. Okay, and that's STEM or STEAM. Have you heard of this, STEM or STEAM? You have? Do they use STEM here or STEAM here? STEM, STEAM. Okay, anyway, it's the same thing, all right? Don't get too upset over it. It's just an A. What is the A for? Arts, all right? So history is this. When it first started in 2009, they wanted to focus on STEM, which is the math and the science parts, math and science. But in 2015, they realized that there were this, when you keep using STEM, it became an overemphasis on the left brain. People who are not so much of the left brain, on the right brain, they say that they are being neglected. That's why they bring the A to cater to the linguistic people. That means the left and the right brainer can now be part of this program. Right? Now, I always have this belief, to be able to quantify something, we must define it first. I believe this will be interesting. Our education system is designed at this level, STEAM, and it is designed in stylos. A science teacher will teach science. A tech teacher will teach tech. A geography teacher will teach geography. And how is this proven? You ask a student, if he has a geography question, they will always look for the geography teacher. They will never come to me and say, teacher, can you solve my geography question? Because in their mind, you only do physics, no geography. So this is how our system has been developed after industrialization. As we bring in STEM or STEAM, they start to use this word multidisciplinary. And that is when we do a project, oh, it has the science aspect to it. It has the math aspect to it. So there are many disciplines inside. but we are not happy with it. Why? Because it is not an integrated effort. So they want to go one step up, and they talk about interdisciplinary. You see the line here? It's dotted. It's not here, but it's dotted. So what does that mean? Your school says, okay, math and science and English, I want you to design a project for the students this year, grade 5. So the English, math, science teacher, English, they will agree on a theme. Maybe I want to do a holiday theme. And then the English teacher will come up with assignments related to English. The math, science. They'll put everything together and say, okay, principal, this is my project. So when the student complete, oh, this is the English part, the English teacher will mark. This is the science part, and this is the math part. So that's what it means by interdisciplinary. But what the world needs now is transdisciplinary. And what does this mean? The English, math, science, sit down, come up with a team, together think of an activity or an assessment or a project that weaves all three aspects into it. It cannot be in stylos. It must be one word. That is what the world is chasing now. Okay? So that's transdisciplinary. Because of this, my own research, I came up with this, and I'm only going to talk about science because it's going to be too long. Okay? It's 6 years worth. You don't have time. So let's look at science. If now I ask you, teachers, what is science? Based on what you see today, you will tell me, oh, science is physics, chemistry, bio, earth, and space. Now, if you are thinking your answer comes to me at this, I'm so sorry, you are still thinking at the silo. You are still breaking it up. You are not at the integrated level. I came up with this. It's a systemic organization of a body of knowledge. So I want to go back to the basics of science. When we go back 300 years, we look at how the scientists develop something. It's because they see a particular phenomenon and they question the phenomenon and they realize that it happens and happens and happens whenever the conditions are the same. So they realize that all this knowledge, I'm collating all this data, it becomes knowledge. I need to organize it to come up with a nice explanation. So it becomes a systemic organization of a body of knowledge. Now, why did I arrange it this way? Why did I define this way? Because when I go back to the basics of education, I can then bring in competencies. Competencies like metacognition, which is thinking how to think, and inquiry. When we redefine it in a different way, we are then able to quantify things that are previously not doable. I give an example. We all say collaboration is very important. Okay, I asked my boss, how do you measure collaboration? In a test, you see A and B student talking to each other, you won't say it's collaborate, you'll say it's cheating. Right? The first thing that comes in, no, it's cheating. 0. But I say, no, we are collaborating. We are trying to solve a problem together. Our education system, which is standardized testing, it does not warrant for this. So if we want to be accountable in using my curriculum, my education, my system can develop collaboration in a student, I'm so sorry, you have to think of something outside standardized testing. That's why we think of project work. But in a project work, okay, I'm going to use you as examples. When you were in a group just now, some were doing, some was eye-powering, some was talking. It is normal in a project work. It's normal. How can we then ensure that every learner, whatever they are doing, we are accountable to the student, accountable to the parents, accountable to the grade that they give? Because currently now in project work, in a group, A, B, C students, A may do more, B may do less. At the end of the day, everyone gets the same grade. Why? Because they're in the same group. And then the students will complain, teacher, this one never do. Why they get the same mark as me? But I'm so sorry, this is group work. So what can we do about this? This is the big question we have to ask. Because when we go out, the same students, when they go and work, they are going to collaborate. The moment you collaborate and you're doing something and your teammates say you are not performing, the real world is, sorry, you're not value adding. Bye-bye, you can go. Right? Real world. So the rest, you can read my research online. Okay? If you are interested. All right. Then, I want to end off with this. Just end off with this. And that is, I came up with this model to help teachers develop their curriculum for competency-based education. Because I realized that teachers need a structured way. So this is what this is about. And I think you can read this. I want to share this part, the last part with you, which is actually this activity. You can bring it back and do. So we are going to start off, each is supposed to get 4 ice cream sticks, and you're supposed to make it into a dot, D-A-R-T, right? Make it into a dot. I got a picture here. And this dot is supposed to stand on its own so that when you throw, it will then explode upon impact. All right? So that's a dot, 4. Now, if we design an activity like this, and we now said, instead of 4 sticks, I want you to use 5 sticks. Through this activity, I want to bring out this thing. This word here, transfer. Are students able to transfer their learning from what they have learned in the classroom at that particular instant to something that they can use outside the classroom or to another subject? I do a project on water in Bogota, all right? After the water comes out, the result comes out. Does the same result happen in, for example, Cali? Does the same result, can I apply it to another state, another district in Colombia? That's transferring. Then can I then apply this and transfer it to somewhere outside Colombia? Okay, within Latin America or maybe in Asia or in Middle East. Middle East. We want our students to be able to be live learners. Basically, the knowledge that they learn is not just I memorize and store inside. We want them to transfer. That is the big challenge facing the universities and the employers now. Okay? That was the purpose of this activity. Then, okay, finish. So my conclusion today, all right, is this. Yeah, conclusion. I give you leave the room with 4 points. When your boss asks you tomorrow, what you learn from Turner? Okay, not all the balloon and the PB boy. Number 1, the inquiry model today. Number 2, the importance of thinking skills, which comes about through critical thinking and how we are really looking at STEM or STEAM to bring about competencies. So everything is linked in one big story. All right? So I come to the end of my presentation. Any questions? Going home is not a question. Can I go home? You can just leave. No need to ask. No. Somebody has already left. You are waiting because of the ruffle. Right? Yeah. See, I need to pinch. Okay. So any questions? I've successfully created a hole in your brain, and then you'll be cursing and swearing at me when you go home. Stupid Turner, it's 5 o'clock and you make me think so hard. I need to go home and cook. Okay? Yeah. Thank you. That's what I do, PhD. Head damage. Anyone? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Actually, you can apply all this into our the timetable that we have, the objectives, because it's amazing. But we struggle a lot to be able to have the time, as you said.
Thank you. It's a very good question. So let me share my experience with you, okay? When I was teaching, remember I told you about I teach the students of the lowest academic ability. Now, these students, when they came to grade 7, they do not do science at primary school. 0. So everyone around me tells me that you have to start from scratch, meaning they give me one big load of all these lesson plans. I have to go through it. Because teachers, or rather the bosses at the time, they have this mental assumption. If I don't teach, my students will not know. And we actually give ourselves a lot of pressure with this sentence. Remember, I started off with the first question when you came in. Do students come into your classroom like a blank piece of paper, or do they come in with something already? Right? No matter how weak a student is, their brain is not empty. Right? It's not empty. So we have to think of activities that can gel them together quickly. So, sorry, let me quickly talk about my story. So it was a lesson on forces, grade 7, right? Students like to play with skateboards at that age. I said, you can bring your skateboards to school. 3 in a group. I want you to choose any 3 locations in school, and I want you to skate on them. At the end of the day, I want you to produce a 30-second video on why this surface is easier to skate and why do you think it's more challenging. 30 seconds. It was a 1-hour lesson. When the students submitted the video to me, because it was 30 seconds, they had to think what to put inside, right? They had to think. Second, when I showed the video to my principal and my teachers, the students have already used words which we assume they do not know. They talk about friction. That thing is more rough. It's friction, right? This is smooth. They talk about forces. They are able to talk about at least 70% of that topic. So within 1 hour, I covered 70% of my curriculum time. So what's the rest of the time? For me, I just use the rest of the time to gel them. This is the way to answer this correctly. The way you put it is maybe because of the words, your competency in English, you're not able to. So I spend more time trying to to link all the dots in their brain rather than teaching them from scratch, which is why I feel a lot of teachers are pressured in that. But I want to share with you the best thing out of this. Because through this way, I've taught the students the way to think and study. It's not just root memory, right? After 4 years, they achieve the most value added in the whole of Singapore. And I have no issues with my curriculum. Time. Now, come back. Why did I come up with the DDMT model? Is this. Whenever we do project work, when I interview with many teachers, a lot of them come to me and then they say, I do project work because my boss wants. It's this time, the minister comes, the new principal, give the boss what he wants. After 3 years, we change boss, something else will happen, right? I wanted to create this model to inform teachers that if the project work is designed appropriately, you can bring in the curriculum. You can bring in the curriculum. And when you bring in the curriculum, you are actually covering the lesson in an alternative way, in a more fun way, which is less tiring for you. And you're saving so much time. The question is always, how can we redesign it? The redesigning process is difficult, is challenging, but you do it once, every year is the same. So that's my answer to you. Okay? Thank you. It's a long answer, but I give you the whole context. All right? Hey, 26. Yeah. Any others? Or you want to go on to the Ruffles? No. The guy is waiting. Quick. Okay, I'll stand there. Okay, no pressure. I give the. You want to carry on? Yeah. Hey, let me move my laptop. Thank you.
this one. Already. I guess we're ready for raffle time, right? So, Mr. Turner, a question. Shall we start by the third place or the first place? What do you say? Or the teachers? Shall we start by the third one first? Yes? Yes, I guess. Okay. Good. Okay, so I guess we can start, John, please, with this roulette. Right. Let's see. Diana Jimena Montoya is here. Okay, Diana Minela, could you please come to stage? Thank you. Do you remember what the prize is for third place? Or any of you? It's a kit, a surprise kit, Rafael, right? It's a surprise kit. Please come on stage and we will do that. Okay, shall we go for the second place? Stand up there, teacher, and give us a minute, please. All right, let's go. Lucia Riveros. Okay, Lucia, big applause for Lucia, please. So, Lucia, do you remember what the price for the second? But it's a math or science kit, right? Which one would you choose? Science, of course. Please stand up here. And now we go for the first one. Do you remember what the price is? It's a 4 skills lingual skill, right? All right, let's go. John, please. Lorena Cabrera. Is Lorena here? Oh my God, I guess she left. Can someone please call Lorena and tell her that she has missed this prize? Please do that, but we will do it again, all right? Because she isn't here. So Lorena is not a winner. All right. Let's see. Luz Elena Arevalo is here. Okay, Luz Elena, very good. Yes. I guess we will take a picture. Mr. Turner, can you come on stage for a photograph with the winners, please? And Romina, I guess you can help us with that. Please, girls, stand up here. We will take a photo. And Camille, will you help us with a photograph, please? Thank you. Yes, the for you. Do you need any male support for the picture? Because no, I mean if you want. No, I'm just kidding, please. Okay, ready, John. So what's next? We will take their names and then. Diana is Rafa. Okay. So they will receive prizes by mail. Yeah, later you will. Thank you. Okay, Rafa, any? Okay, teachers, I guess we're done with this. Thank you very much for participating, for visiting us. Thank you, Mr. Turner, for this really interesting workshop. A big round of applause for Mr. Turner, please.
One last picture, please. Can you show your back and shake it, please, a little bit? Mr. Turner, here, please. Yeah, right here. Okay, here we go. One, two. Be careful with the mouth. Okay? Yeah. That's right. Here we go. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, teachers.
If you want an ice cream stick, then take this and prepare. I don't want to bring back a table.
Ah,
I want to coffee.
Teachers, yes, you will have a little snack right there in the